Hello, I'm Alec. I'm a consultant, and I just want to hang out. So we got another fun bit today. We got another hot take. Check out this title. What is a lawsuit? Repeat, what is a lawsuit? But before we go, we just want to give a shout out to the attorney generals for showing us how they use the court systems. I really appreciate the attorney generals, and I really appreciate how they show us how they sue. Thank you for your service, and thanks for this jump off bit. Now, let's go ahead and hop on this hot take right now. Check this out. What is a lawsuit? But before we go, we have to lay down some words because we have to agree on some terms and some conditions, okay? Now check out these words and put them in your back pocket, all right? Check it out. Suit. A suit is a petition. A suit is, in law, an action or process for the recovery of a right or claim. That's what a suit is, all right? Now drop down and check out claim. Claim is to call for. Claim is to ask or seek to obtain by virtue of authority, right, or supposed right. That's what a claim is. Claim is to challenge as a right. That's what a claim is. Claim is to demand as due. That's what a claim is. So whenever we plant our flag, we're saying, I claim this, right? That's how we like to do it. Now drop down and check out controversy. Controversy is dispute. Controversy is debate. And whenever we see debate, we see do battle. All right? That's what we see when we see debate. And you battle with words. Controversy is agitation of contrary opinions. That's what controversy is. Controversy is a suit in law. Oh, so whenever you have controversy, you have a suit in law. That's a lawsuit. Now, we're going to show you the summary of what a lawsuit is. A lawsuit is, focus on the highlight, a lawsuit is a legal action brought by one party against another in a court of law to resolve a dispute. It is a way to seek justice and compensation for injuries or losses caused by another person or company. What does that look like? That looks like if somebody deprives you of your rights under the color of law, then you can build a lawsuit against them, and you could say, hello, Mr. Agent, you deprived me of my rights. Here's where you deprived me of my rights. Here's what you're supposed to do, and this is what you did. Why did you do this? Can you make me whole? Right? And then this is how you start the process of a lawsuit, okay? It's just about asking questions, and he who questions well learns well, right? Because the one with the stronger words is going to win. Now, drop down and check out this provision from the Constitution right here and focus on the highlight. This is our federal Constitution. It says, in suits, now you know what suit is, in suits at common law, where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. What does that look like? That looks like no administrative tribunal can try your case, right? You always have to have a jury. You always have to have 12 people in the box because those are your peers and they're going to try the facts at hand. Remember this and we're going to be cool. So put those bits and put those words in your back pocket. Never move from that position and you will be able to run lawsuits on entities that deprive you of your rights, okay? All right, we're done with that bit. Let's hop on our next slide. Opportunity zone. So we got another opportunity zone bit right now because we love walking people through Oz and we love showing people how to get down on the yellow brick road. I love doing this because this is my job and this is my job description. So I'm going to show you my job description and I'm going to show you a bit from my Father's word that shows us how we're supposed to get down, okay? Check this out. In this world, follow God's word, always operate through Jesus, and show neighbors the process is written. See evidence below. So here goes a bit where Jesus shows us how we're supposed to deal with believers who do wrong, right? So if you're being done wrong by one of your neighbors, this is how you deal with them, okay? Check this out. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee. Excuse me, it's morning time. Rewind. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. What does that look like? That looks like if your neighbor does you wrong, you need to go talk to them and you need to go tell them, right? You need to hash it out, man to man or man to woman, okay? Neighbor to neighbor, right? Just deal with it. Just lay it out there, okay? But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, then that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established. What does that look like? That looks like you need to get another neighbor with you, and you need to get either 2 or 3 more neighbors with you, and then you go hash it out, right? You go talk it out. And you can say, hey neighbor, look, you did this to me and you did that to me. That's not cool. You trespassed on me. You went way beyond your bounds, man, right? And in your 2 or 3, they will witness what's going on, okay? Check this out, 17. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican. That means you're walking it all the way out. That's the court system right there in simplicity. Okay, so you're always going to walk it out one-on-one, right? You know, you're going to say, hey, you did this to me. You shouldn't do this to me. Why'd you do this to me? Make me whole, right? Then if they don't listen, then you're going to get some witnesses, and you're going to say, here, I brought some witnesses. You know, that would look like an administrative tribunal, right? Then you bring the witnesses, and then then they'll witness what it is that you guys are talking about. That also looks like arbitration, okay? And then if they still don't listen, then you go in and you take it to the church. The church is the court. The church will be the jury, right? You know, then you can go and then you present it in front of everyone, right? And you can say, look, this is what this man did, or this is what my neighbor did to me. He hurt me. He shouldn't have hurt me. I tried to talk to him one-on-one. He didn't listen. I tried to talk to him with a couple witnesses. He didn't listen. Right now I'm bringing it to you guys because I want you guys to see what I see, right? You know, and then you hash it out. That's court. That's a lawsuit. It's right there, and it's in the Bible, and it's so much fun, okay? All right, we're done with that bit. We just wanted to show you how Jesus taught us how to do the lawsuit game, okay? All right, so we're done with that bit. Let's hop on our next slide. Conclusion. This is our closeout game. Check this out. Trust God. This is also my job description. Trust God. Dress and keep God's property. Protect neighbors with trust tools. Show the people how to move with simplicity. Test, break, and build free people by God with love. Game over. So if you run that script, you can't be beaten, you can't be touched, because you know that you're going to be coming at it from a position of power and a position of authority, okay? You're going to be coming at it from a position of trust, and you will be operating as a trustee, okay? You will be operating as a servant of God in the body of Christ, and that might make a lot of people upset, but it is what it is, and that's how I get down, all right? Let's go ahead and walk it back up. So I just wanted to show you how the book, the Holy Bible, King James Version, that's what's up, Jesus showed us how to deal with believers who do you wrong. That's how you sue people, right? You just sue them by laying out the words on paper, all right? And it's in the Bible. The Bible will tell you how to operate. Let's keep walking it back up. And then I wanted to show you how the provision from the Constitution showed us how to sue at common law, right? He showed us the form and the frame of how to sue at common law. Then I wanted to show you what a lawsuit is, right? Then I wanted to show you controversy, claim, and suit, right? So if you put that script in your back pocket and never move from that position, you're going to be able to run jurisdiction over all of your attorneys, and you're going to be able to squash a whole lot of problems, because it's going to be about who has the strongest words, okay? It's always going to be about who has the strongest words and the law and the supreme law. So if you always use the Constitution, you can't be beat. If you use codes and statutes, you're going to get turned out and you're going to get tricked out by the adversary, because that's the adversary's game. They like to break the simple things up and make it complicated, and we don't like that, all right? So let's go ahead and walk it back down. So we're done. So go ahead and contact us, and we will build you a private organization and show you how to operate it by God with love. We will show you the lawsuit game, and it's so much fun because we just showed it to you right now, okay? Until then, I'll see you in the future, and remember, nobody's having more fun than us. Bye.